So, you want to know how much protein you should be eating per day. You came to the right place. In this video, we are going to be talking about protein requirements. And what's up, everyone? Welcome to yet another caffeine conversation. I am your host, Coach Scott McLeod, certified personal trainer. Protein is arguably the most important macronutrient. It is not a primary source of energy like your carbs and your fats are, your other macronutrients. Protein is what makes us. It's what makes humans. It's what makes you behind the screen there. Literally everything from your muscles and bones to your enzymes and cellular transporters and even your hormones and your neurotransmitters are all derived from protein. So literally everyone, yes, even you, everyone can benefit from eating more protein. Now, the recommended dietary allowance, the RDA, RDAs are set forth by the Food and Nutrition Board of the Institute of Medicine. Now that RDA, that recommended dietary allowance, is set at 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. Now, it is very, very, very important to note that the RDA set at 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight per day is extremely low. It is likely too low for most exercising and active individuals. Now, the RDA, that very low number that I keep repeating, is considered to be the absolute bare minimum. The very, very, very bare minimum amount of protein required to maintain your nitrogen balance in the body or to offset nitrogen losses that are just a result of normal metabolic processes occurring in the body. So again, it's very low. It's likely too low for most active and exercising individuals, and it is extremely low in my personal opinion. Now, your actual protein requirements, these are going to depend largely on your body size, activity level, and or your sport, your body composition goals, your anabolic needs, your illnesses, your injuries, and even the presence of a negative energy balance. To get a little bit more specific, in my course content to become a certified personal trainer, we had different recommendations by different organizations for different activity levels. Yeah, it's kind of confusing. I'm going to pop some numbers up, but I'm not going to confuse you. I'm going to make this real simple after I pop some of these numbers up. The Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics for strength/resistance trained athletes, 1.6 to 1.7 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. For endurance athletes, 1.2 to 1.4 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. Then you got an entirely different organization, the International Society of Sports Nutrition. They're saying that most exercising individuals to maintain and build muscle mass should eat 1.4 to 2.0 grams per kilogram of body weight. Now, to complicate the matter even further, my certified nutrition coach course content said that individuals need between 0.8 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. That's an enormous range. 0.8 is the RDA. Then they're going all the way up as far as 2.2, which is 1 gram per pound of body weight per day. But then there's also this table here. I'm not going to pop up those numbers to continue to confuse you, but there's a table here with different ranges of protein needs based on light to moderate cardiovascular and resistance activity, and then even moderate to vigorous cardiovascular and resistance activity. The takeaway there is that it needs to be adjusted depending on multiple variables that I just listed: your body size, your activity level, your body composition goals, the presence of a negative energy balance or not, your anabolic needs, and the other ones that I mentioned. The RDA is certainly not adjusted based on activity level, and it is extremely low. So what the heck do we do with all of this information? What's going on? How much protein? Coach Scott McLeod, sit me down and tell me how much protein I should be eating per day. I'm going to make this real easy and simple for all of you. This is what you need to know. 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight per day. 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight per day. Eat your body weight in protein. If you're 180 pounds, eat 180 grams of protein per day. If you're 250 pounds, eat 250 grams of protein per day. That actually translates into 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. If you typically weigh yourself in pounds, divide your weight in pounds by 2.2 to get your body weight in kilograms. A lot of those numbers from the previous screen are going to be in kilograms. You don't even have to do that much work. You don't even have to go that far. Let's not get wild and crazy here. Let's not worry about that. Just eat your body weight in protein. 190 pounds, you're eating 190 grams of protein. Pretty simple. If you're only 100 pounds, eat 100 grams of protein per day. Now, I'm going to address a few concerns out there in the audience. I know you're sitting behind your screen with a few concerns. There's some myths that you heard, and I can guarantee you that they're myths. And one of those is back in my course content here, my certified personal training course content. And I'm going to cut right to the point. However, updated research on protein intake shows that for healthy individuals who have no diagnosis or history of existing kidney disease, consuming a higher protein diet does not cause kidney disease. In fact, the course content goes on to illustrate that for healthy individuals, there are actually no known adverse health effects. The data does not suggest any adverse health effects. Now, in my certified nutrition coach course content, it states, moreover, research on the effects of very high protein intake, 3.0 to 4.4 grams per kilogram on body composition, indicate that individuals overeating protein will not experience an increase in body fat mass over time. Therefore, it is typically more prudent to make general recommendations of consuming more protein than to recommend less protein within the specified ranges, particularly when the client, or you behind the screen there, or anyone desires to increase lean muscle mass or maintain muscle mass while decreasing fat mass. Eat more protein. Everyone can benefit from eating more protein, especially the aging individual. And since we were also talking about losing fat mass in that last sentence or paragraph that was popped up on the screen, in the presence of a negative energy balance, like when I was in contest prepping for my classic physique competition, I'm in a calorie deficit, a net energy deficit, which, by the way, is the only way to lose weight. I just made a video on that. You need to go check that one out. I will also link that one down below. A negative energy balance, a calorie deficit is the only way to lose weight. But when you're creating that negative energy balance, the energy deficit, the calorie deficit, even more protein can be better. When you're in a negative energy deficit, you tend to lose muscle and fat. You're in a negative energy balance. It's inevitable that if you're dieting hard, especially for a show, you're dieting for long periods of time, creating that net energy deficit, it's inevitable that you're going to be losing both muscle and fat. You know, we hope to lose just fat, and there's things that we can do, especially in the realm of protein, to offset, or at least partly offset, the loss of muscle tissue, contractile tissue, skeletal muscle during a negative energy deficit or a negative energy balance. What we can do is we can increase our protein. We can consume more protein. Just to paint a picture for all of you, when I was prepping for my show, I probably started prep around, I don't know, we'll say 185 pounds, maybe a little less, 182, 183, somewhere in that range. The entire prep, I was eating 200 grams of protein per day. I'm in a calorie deficit, so I'm losing weight. I'm trying to strip away every ounce of fat, but I'm keeping my protein extremely high. Yes, in addition to resistance training, providing my muscles with external stimuli for growth, but I'm doing as much as I can in the realm of protein consumption to partly offset the loss of muscle mass. I want to keep that muscle, and I want to strip away that fat. Now, I'm also going to go back to my certified nutrition coach course content. That's a tough one to say. Individuals who are seeking weight loss often lose muscle mass and fat mass concurrently and in relatively equal proportions with typical calorie restricted diets. So when you're in a calorie deficit, you're going to be losing muscle and fat. Maintaining as much muscle as possible while dieting can be achieved with greater protein intake, at least 1.8 to 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight, alongside regular resistance training. Several research studies have verified that simultaneous loss of fat and maintenance of lean body mass is possible. It's possible. And we know that the data does not suggest that there are any adverse health side effects to very high protein intake. That research was looking at 3.0 to 4.4 grams per kilogram of body weight. That's double what I was saying. That extreme high protein intake likely not causing adverse health side effects for healthy individuals with no prior history of kidney disease, no kidney disease either. What I'm trying to say is eat more protein. As a general reference, in a takeaway, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. As always, 1 video a week every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern time, and I'll see each and every one of you in the very next video.